What's up, guys? It's Dust here, and welcome back to Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. Mario, that sounds like an email from Princess Peach. Mario, I now know where I'm being held. I'm on the moon. Yes, the moon that floats out in space. And I've learned something even more horrifying. In order to resurrect the monster's spirit, they need my... The moon? Like the one in space. Princess Peach is on the moon? I mean, that actually sounds pretty cool, but why did her email cut off? Oh my gosh, you don't think something happened to her, do you? Fortunately, we don't know. But hey, Luigi's right here. First we have an email. How are you, Mario? This is Eve from Twilight Town. Remember me? After a lot of soul-searching, I found that I'm truly happy. I may not be able to forget the hard times or even completely remember them, but I've been thinking things over, and I deeply believe that my sad past paved the way to my current happiness. Is that deep? Anyway, I can't think about that stuff all the time. The kids play all day, then they get hungry and cry and scream. So, I'm pretty busy, all day, every day. The kids would love to see you again, so please drop by next time you're in the area. Fondly yours, Eve. It's very nice. But anyways, we have Luigi right here. Well, guess what I found in Rapturous Ruins, bro? Yep, a marvelous compass piece. This part of my adventure was actually sort of sad, if you want to know the truth. It was pretty bizarre, bro. Want to know what happened? It's a long story. Sure. Well, like I said, it's a really long story, but here goes. After journeying deep into the Grimble Forest, I found the domed, rapturous ruins. Inside, everything was pure white. You couldn't tell where the floor became walls. Proceeding dead ahead, I found myself in a chamber where a young boy sat. As I approached the boy, someone named Screamy appeared out of nowhere. Screamy said the boy's name was Cranberry, and that he'd wait for a child of fate. That didn't make any sense to me, so I started searching quietly for the compass piece. Then it happened, bro. I got a tiny tickle in my nose and I let out a huge sneeze. Well, Cranberry must have heard it because he opened his eyes right up. He looked at me and smiled, and all of a sudden I can understand his language. Can you believe it? I learned that the boy was the last of an ancient race, the Lux. He had been there guarding the marvelous compass piece for the last 1,000 years. He told me that the compass is an item with the power to see into the future. The ancient Lux Empire used the power of the compass to rule much of the world. Because of their greed, they were cursed by the compass, and their empire collapsed. To prevent a repeat of their fate, Cranberry broke the compass into 7 parts. He hid 6 and kept 1, putting himself to sleep until a worthy hero woke him. I was that hero, bro. He gave it to me, and then he and the ruins vanished. When I added that piece to the compass, it pointed to the far north, where dreaded Hate Song Tower stands. This time I heard Princess Eclair's voice more clearly than ever before. I will rescue the princess. I will be super. Then I'll... Well, I'll figure the rest out later. Anyway, I headed back to Rogueport after that. I'm making my final preparations for my final battle now. I'm a little nervous, bro. That's what I've been up to anyway. Alright, so it seems like he went on a pretty neat adventure this time. I'm Screamy. I wonder what future's plotted for us by he who holds the compass. For I must deliver something. Anyways, there's something I need to correct. I need to go back to Glitzville for something. Alright. So, I missed a star piece. All the way back here in Glitzville. I apparently completely skipped over it while I was going over my notes, and I guess the guide I was using didn't mention it at this point. And I thought maybe it would just mention it at some other point if I missed something, or if, like, I needed a special ability to come back for. But no. We could have gotten the star piece back in Chapter 3 with all the other ones we already collected here. Oh, Mush is here. But, anyways, if we head into the Glitz Pit storage room, right here in the center of floor 1, there's a star piece. This has been sitting here under our nose since Chapter 3, and I completely missed it. I don't know how many of you knew that was there, and were kind of like, is he ever going to go back for that? But that would have been detrimental had I gotten all the rest of the star pieces and I was still missing one, and I was like, wait, what? But anyways, that is the only thing I missed in Glitzville, so at least I hope so. So I will see you guys back in Rogueport. So, coming back up from the pipe, I want to go back over this way. And if you remember this boat platform over here that we used before, I'm going to take this all the way down and come back out to this secret area. We now have this shine sprite in the middle. Oh god. Alright, I'm gonna clear all these guys out first. In this battle, actually, I'd like to show off our new move. This is Showstopper. Has a chance of defeating your enemies with a single blow. So I was just gonna give you a series of buttons and you have to press them. Okay, so work on everyone but the purple one. Obviously, that's not going to work on bosses, and it only has a chance to really defeat enemies like that, so it's not the best move. But if you have, like, a lot of enemies and you don't have a way to defeat them all quickly, then that could be useful. Personally, for me, I'm not going to be using that, like, a lot. And before any of you say it, I know I have not shown off Sweet Feast yet. I just am waiting for a good opportunity to. But we're going to switch to Vivian here and just use a Shade Fist. There we go. Alright. I'm going to clear the rest of these fights out, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Okay, this room's finally empty. But now, if you couldn't tell, you can finally get this Shine Sprite because we have our Spring Jump. There we go. The next thing we want to do is we want to go back to the room that had the pipe that brought us to Petal Meadows, so I'll see you guys there. I accidentally got into a fight on the way there, and I just realized we never tattled these enemies, so let me fix that. So we'll do this guy first. That's a Koopa Troll, a Koopa Troopa who protects himself with spike armor. Max HP is 6, attack is 4, and defense is 2. It attacks with its shell and with its head, then sometimes charges up for a fierce move. Plus, if you take too long to win, it'll call reinforcements. Yeah, sort of gnarly, huh? One of the worst of Bowser's guys. Koopa Troopas dream of being Koopa Trolls. Hey, and by the way, what do you think Bowser's doing right now anyway? Eating? He's certainly doing not a lot. Bowser has contributed almost nothing to the story, except for the one time he appeared in Glitzville. Oh, okay, this trick. That's a Magic Koopa copy. Yeah, attacking it won't do any good whatsoever. The real one's max HP is 7, attack is 4, and defense is 0. Once you beat the real thing, the copies all vanish, okay? Look for the real one. Alright, so... I wouldn't happen to have... No. Okay. See, a situation like this is when my battle items would come in handy, but we're gonna go Koops. Never mind, we already used our partner's turn, so we can't use Koops. Let's just go Art Attack. You know what? Why not? We can build Star Power back up, I'm not too worried. Okay, you're in the back. Would not have been my guess, so I'm glad I did this. Oh yeah. Alright. Now I will see you guys by the Petal Meadows pipe. Alright, here we are. So first thing we want to do is come over to this pipe. Spring jump on up. If you noticed, on the other side of this wall, it was cracked. So if we send down Bobbery, Now we can head through here. And finally get this chest that's been taunting us since the beginning of the game. We got the Defense Plus P badge. Boost your partner's defense by 1. Very nice. What we can also do with this pipe is if we hop onto the other side, and we take it all the way over here. Remember that pipe we saw when we were in here last chapter? This is how you get to it. Now we can drop on down, head through here. Finally get to this last building that's underground. Nothing really in here. It's just an abandoned house. But we have a star piece resting right there. Very nice. And yeah, that's all this place has to offer. Kind of like a dirty shed all the way in like one of the hardest to reach places in Rogueport. Next thing I want to do is come see our old friend Dazzle over here. But we're not going to talk to Dazzle himself. We are going to spring jump up here. Hold on. Okay, but hold on. Let me figure this out. Hold on. How do you... What? Hold on. Okay, I'm confused. What is going on? I'm supposed to be able to spring jump up here, and there's a shine sprite, but I can't exactly get up there. Is there a specific place I'm supposed to be spring jumping? Okay, this is so much more complicated than my guide was saying it was. It just said accessed by a spring jump, but didn't say where I had to spring jump. So this pipe right here, we stand here, we can spring jump there, get off this roof, land here, and then jump over. And now, we have our shine sprite. That was complicated, but we got it. And I believe that is the last collectible we have for now. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the 1,000-year door. I will see you guys there. Location of a crystal star has been recorded on your magical map. Eh? What's this balderdash? Tell me, old boy, does that say the last crystal star is... No, seems awfully unlikely. What this map indicates is true. The location of the final crystal star is... the moon. The moon. Great gobbledy. Princess Peach is there as well. This seems a bit off. The problem here is, how does one get to the moon? Quite a conundrum. Give me a moment to look into this. Excuse me, please. This shouldn't take long. Looking into this may take a little time, so come back in a bit, alright? So, we have some time to explore, but oh. What's up, Super Sleuth? I heard you uncovered my imposter. You're the best, man. Seriously. See, when you get to be as big a star as Zip Toad, these sorts of things happen all the time. It's the biz. But man alive, for a no-name like you to brave danger and find my imposter, reminds me of a younger yet less successful me. Yeah, so as for me, I'm heading to Toad Town to film my next leading role, the soon-to-be hit film On Golden Toad 2. It'll be huge. I hear you're on an adventure or something, so I'll leave you with a line from my last flick. The Toad Warrior. You're cool, baby, but I'm cooler. Best of luck, kid. The superstar, the real Zip Toad. And if you see in the background there, that is actually a character from the first Paper Mario game. His name is Junior Troopa. Pretty interesting Easter egg. But, in the meantime, we're going to head in here. And we have a good amount of Shine Sprites, so we'll power up Miss Mouse. Duke and Bella. And Koops. There we go. So, as I've said, there are exactly enough Shine Sprites in the game to power up each partner twice, meaning we only have 2 more left to find. Unfortunately, we're not able to get those yet. So, at this time, since we're waiting on Professor Frankly anyways, let's go solve some troubles. Security code, businessman. I forgot the code to my briefcase. I'll be sacked for this for sure. Meet me in front of the hot dog stand in Glitzville. Alright, well let's do just that. Alright, here we are in Glitzville. And hey, would you look at this? This is the same guy that was just on the XS Express with us. Ah, you're that fellow. So you're the one who accepted my request. Well, here's the thing. I forgot the code for the lock on my briefcase. And the prototype of our company's new product is inside. This is a big deal. If I don't figure out how to get into that briefcase, I'll be sacked for sure. About that briefcase code, see, I'm a real chair fanatic. Yeah, like anything you sit on. I use the number of chairs in the houses I visited on business as the code. Don't judge me, I know it's weird. You gotta visit those places and count the chairs. The code has 4 digits, so here are the locations of the chairs. Ready? First is Koops' house in Petalburg. Okay, hold on. I should actually write this down. So, let me open up a notepad real quick. Right, so, Koops' house. Second is Flurry's house in Bogley Woods. Third is Don Pianta's office in Rogueport. The fourth is Toodle's house in Poshley Heights. Oh, and I counted the sweet, sweet chair in her lovely garden also. I know it's a lot, but please help. And remember, a chair is anything you sit on. Alright. So, we've got a little bit of detective work to do here. I will meet you guys at each of those locations so we can count all the chairs. Luckily, the pipe to Petalburg actually puts us directly in front of Koops' house. So, come in here. So we got 2. We have 2 chairs in Koops' house. So let me write that down. Alright. Now, time for Flurry's house. Alright, here we are at Flurry's house. So, we have 3, I think? Yeah, he said anything you sit on, so this could be sit on. So, we have 3. Let me just make sure there's none by the entrance. Yes. And then let me check her bedroom. 4, 5, 6. Probably wouldn't have counted the bed, but I'll put a 7 in parentheses just in case he would have counted the bed. Because you can sit on a bed, 100%, but I don't know if he would have been like, we count that as a chair or not. But anyways, I'll see you guys at the next location. Up next was Don Pianta's office, so we have 2 chairs there. And there's not one behind the desk, surprisingly. But we have 2 in Don Pianta's office. Alright, and 1 more location left. I will see you guys there. Oh, we just got a pop-up from Goombella. Professor Franklin has to be done with his research by now. Let's go check. I didn't realize that was actually a timed thing that happened. I thought there was something else specifically I had to do before that. But anyways, yeah, I'll meet you guys at Toodle's house. Luckily, if you use the star from Chapter 6, you get a pipe directly to Postley Heights, so no 3-day train ride this time. I believe Toodle's house was up here. Was this one? Yeah, because he did mention that there was a chair outside, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? Alright, we're gonna say 5. Alright, so now with all that information, let's go back and talk to the businessman and see if we can crack his code. See you guys there. Alright, here we are, back in Glitzville. Alright, got all your information, buddy. You find out the code for my briefcase? Sure thing, chair guy. It's the first number. How many wonderful chairs were in Coops' house? 2. Okay, now the second number. How many gorgeous chairs were in Flurry's house? Okay. There were more. 6. Okay, now the third number. How many marvelous chairs were in Don Pianta's office in Roqueport? 2. Finally, here we go, the last number. How many incredible chairs were found around Toodle's house in Postley Heights? There were 5. Ah, it opened. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so very much. Maybe I can keep my job. I'll try and remember it from now on. Hang on a second. Excuse me, good sir. What? Sorry. We're going to combine my company's famous hot sauce with this stand's hot dogs. We're going to call it the hottest dog. I was sure it would be a hit. Huh? I shouldn't give up so easily? Yeah, maybe you're right. Okay, I'll do it. I just have to convince the hot dog guy. I'm on it. I won't leave this place until I convince him. Wow, thanks for all your help. Here's your reward. What? Your inventory's full. I'll leave it here and you can pick it up anytime. My company's top item, our famous hot sauce. I have tons of this stuff, so just ask me if you want some. See you later. Alright, so we get access to a hot sauce, it looks like. Let me see what I can throw out for that. Let me just use the maple syrup. Just full on FP, might as well. We get the hot sauce, a popular sauce with a captivating spiciness that'll make you charge. Alright, so I'm going to go store my items, and then we'll go start the next trouble. Alright, so seeing as we still have a good amount of troubles that might take us a bit of time, and we still haven't even learned how to get to the next area yet, I'm going to call it here for now. We'll finish it all up in another intermission. So, next time on Paper Mario the Thousand-Year Door, we're going to finish up the rest of these troubles, and then go talk to Professor Franklin. See you guys then.